Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Almighty Allah, the entirely merciful and especially merciful. Dear viewers across this planet, I greet you with the greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be with you. Ameen, ameen. Dear viewers, welcome to Get Your Treasures from the Holy Quran. And this is the name of this episode, that you are really here to get treasures. And you should ask yourself by the end of the episode, and each episode, ask yourself, what treasures did you get today? Is it treasures about knowledge that broadened your mind and prepared you to be ready to get the real treasures from Almighty Allah? Or is it something else? Is it something practical that you need to do in your life in order to get maximum benefit? Or is it something that you are supposed to share it with others because you feel you started understanding that you are responsible, as our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us? Each of you is responsible. Kullukum ra'in. Each of you has a responsibility. If you don't have this feeling in your mind, this is a problem. We need to solve this problem so that you would be very effective in helping others and upgrading them and teaching them, giving this kind of treasures that you are going to get from this episode and similar other episodes as well. We do ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us. There's one ayah, for example, and there are similar ayat like this. Where is the evidence? Where are the ayat around us? Where are the signs of Allah? I'm looking for a sign that there is God, there is Allah. A lot of people who had been deprived from such experiences, they always ask this question, and it is their legitimate right to ask. Because not all the people have the same kind of experiences and knowledge. We are trying to help. And the Quran is full of every word in the Quran, and every phrase and every sentence and every ayah is called ayah. It's called a sign. This is a sign. Allah. Because some people are looking for them. They are everywhere around them. Not even they need to look a little bit up or around them here and there. No. Even in themselves, inside themselves. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. Here I'll take another verse that relates to this. It's chapter number 51. Again, chapter number 51, ayah number 20. It says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وفي الأرض آيات للموقنين. In the earth, inside the earth, on the earth, there are many evidence, many proofs, many signs for those who are certain, those who have certainty in their hearts, versus those who have some doubts and skepticism. They always question things. This is the simple explanation of it. It says that in the earth. Now, let's examine if this is true or not. Is there any evidence that there is a creator whose name is Allah? Show us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, in the earth, on the earth, everywhere you will find these evidences. Okay? So, in the plantation system, do we find anything? Let's do that. I'll give you some examples based on my limited knowledge. I'm quite sure You might have much better knowledge and wider knowledge and broader knowledge that you can share with us and share with others. And this is one of the goals that we have from these programs. In the plantation, in the plants around you. Let me take the trees as one example. Look around you and see all those kinds of trees around you. How many types of them? 1, 2, 300, thousands? Ask the people who have the expertise in this. I'm talking about the scientific expertise. Ask them, how many types of trees do we have on this planet? They will tell you perhaps millions. I'm quite sure that none of them would be able to mention all of them. But take one kind of tree around you. Look at this kind of tree and try to focus only on one aspect. All the trees that have leaves in them, and most of the leaves are green, just try to look at the color, green. Is it the same degree of green in all of them? Before we get into that, let's ask the question that you already mastered, which is, who created them? Are they the ones who created themselves by themselves? Or is there a creator for them, the one who created them? I'm quite sure that by now you know the answer, that it is somebody who created them. This is the one whom I'm talking about. His name is Allah. He is the creator of everything, because no one else creates. He is the one who creates. So look at the color, and you will find all these, nowadays we call them shades of the same color. So it's one color. Take any two leaves. I'm quite sure that there are a lot of scientists who do that. Take two leaves from the same tree. Take two leaves, put them beside each other. You will find, with close look into them, by your own naked eyes, without using any scientific tools, you will find that they are not the same. They are not the same in color, just in color. They are not the same in shape. They are not the same in the branching inside each of them. They are different. These are only two leaves in one tree, in one spot, among all the billions and the trillions of the trees on the globe. وَفِي الْأَرْضِ آيَاتٌ لِلْمُوقِنِينَ. There are many signs and many evidence for those who have certainty, who believe that there is a creator. And the more you know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more your mind and your heart is open up to receive more and to see more evidence and more ayat than you used to be. And this is the nature of Iman. So, this is only one kind of plant. There are millions and billions of these plants. And I will leave you to spend your time and explore your time. Practically, you go to labs. And I'm sure that a lot of people would love to be biologists, would love to be scientists, would love to be, these are fields that would bring you close to Allah, particularly if you have this background of becoming a muqinin, lil-muqinin, for the ones who have this certainty in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can do this with plants, you can do this with animals, you can do this with insects. You find millions of things are happening in just a small area that you live in the ants that in the background of your house, or even in the corner of your room or your kitchen, you will find millions of creatures. Just ask yourself, who created them? Did Allah create them? Or are they the creator of themselves? Very silly questions. Of course, no one can create himself. You know the answer. Everybody can answer this question, that nobody creates himself, but it is Allah who created them. So He will give you all these signs. You can spend perhaps a whole year or all your lifetime studying to be specialized in one insect, in studying about ants, in studying about bees, in studying about other insects. You can spend all your lifetime, yet you consider yourself that this is very small knowledge in all the oceans of information that's around you everywhere, that Allah made it available for you to see by yourself, that there are signs and evidence that there is a great creator and His name is Allah. You find His name is in the Quran and in the Sunnah, to the degree that millions of publishers nowadays love to give the name of Allah a different color. Just one name. Just one name. Allah. You know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has more than 99 names. It's just taking one name and giving it this color. And it would be a very good thing that if you do it yourself, you start counting how many times it was mentioned in the Quran. They make it easy for us by coloring it in a different color. Usually it is the red color, so it is a little bit attractive to us. So you can see how the name of Allah is mentioned in all these verses, so that you can kick out these doubts and skepticism in your heart, from your heart. It reminds you every few words or every few lines and every few pages to see the name of Allah, to remind you that He is the creator of all these ayat that you are looking for. Are you still looking for them? Yes. Some people don't see the same thing that you see. They don't interpret it the same way. They don't see the greatness of these shades that they see in one color. In the past, they used to teach us from one generation into another generation. There are only 5 or 6 or 7 basic colors. Yet, with the advancement of computers, with the advancement of technology, we discovered that this was very incomplete information that we've learned from our parents and from our teachers and from the previous generations. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us these facilities and these technologies so that we would discover. Now they are talking about the colors, 16 million colors. I don't know how many people on the earth can count the colors. I'm just talking about one color. One ayah, one evidence from Almighty Allah. Look at another one, the shape. Each one of them is different. I'm talking about only one kind of trees. All of them have different shapes, different heights, different sizes, different everything. And this kind of difference tells me this is in itself is an evidence that the one who created them is Almighty Allah. It's easier for humans to understand that this kind of invention, pen, you make the first one, may take you some effort. A group of people or a person who spends a lot of time, intensive time, until he comes up with this form. Then after that, this is the prototype. Then after that, duplicating and making mass production is much, much, much easier. But this is not the case with the creation of Allah. When Allah creates something, you find everything genuinely is different from the others to show the ability that He has. And that's why you find in the Quran, it's everywhere you find this common statement, verse from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It says, Wallahu ala kulli shay'in qadir. Allah is capable in doing everything. He's capable, capable, capable. And that's why most of the people love to use the word Al-Qadir, which is one name of Almighty Allah. The most capable. That means no other one is as capable as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With every name of Allah that we learn and we master learning it, yes, it opens up our hearts to more receptive kind of channels. We receive more and more and more from the universe around us. With the guidance of Allah that He has given us throughout this Quran and through the traditions, the Sunnah of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it gave us billions of windows in front of us for learning more and more and more. And you immediately would say that I wish that I have started studying the Book of Allah since the day I was born. If you have been deprived of doing this, at least you can provide other people with this opportunity. When you have your wife, when you used to listen to the Quran as early as possible, when you have a pregnant wife, she would give her baby inside her womb the opportunity to listen to the words of Allah. And if what the doctors say, that babies inside the wombs of their mother listen to what they hear, it would be golden opportunity for us to share this kind of hearing the Quran, listening to the Quran as early as they are still in the wombs of their mother. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We deeply thank Allah for this kind of guidance and this kind of knowledge that we get from His Quran and from the tradition of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.